From the glamour of Copenhagen to the charm of Danish small towns, for the beautiful coasts and excellent food. Who wouldn't want to go back to Denmark? I certainly do.
Okay, it is about time for Danish Girlfriend and I to go back to Denmark to the summer to visit her parents, and I am excited. I'm in fact wearing my white and red shirt that Danish Girlfriends like because it has the color of Denmark. And when we go there, I'm excited to see the places and the things, and we're going to get to do some old things and some new things. And that's what's great about Denmark, is that there's places that you want to revisit and then you want to explore new things. And it's going to start right at the beginning of when we get there. The first day we're there, we are going to take the harbor cruise. And I love the harbor cruise because after taking a long plane ride, you can relax and then you can see what Denmark and Copenhagen is, water and coasts and harbor, and it's fantastic. And we've always enjoyed it. Another thing I'm looking forward to in Copenhagen is we're going to the Resistance Museum, the Danish Resistance Museum for World War II. And I'm telling you, it is a powerful place and I'm looking forward to it. I went to an exhibit at the Jewish Museum of History in New York City, and they had an exhibit about how Danish people saved 7,000 Jewish people. And I've been reading up. I have this book here, Hitler's Canary. That's what Winston Churchill termed Denmark when Hitler tried to make Denmark a model protectorate. And when you go to these museums and you see these things, you understand the grit and determination of the Danish people. But that does not mean the Danish people do not have fun. And Danish Girlfriend has, at her suggestion, and she has made reservations, that we are going to take the tour of the Carlsberg Brewery. That's right, the old Carlsberg Brewery, downtown Copenhagen, the new brewery, and it's going to be exciting. I'm going to get to see the elephants. Look at those elephants. And from what I gather, it is both an interesting tool for beer aficionados, which is something that I, on occasion, will have. For example, I will have my Carlsberg. They get them over here, and it's a tasty treat. And also, how industrious and industrial businesses came about during the late 1800s, which is going to be fascinating. Then, we go to a special lunch spot, some literary salon lunch spot near the Carlsberg Brewery, which I'm very excited for. Danish Girlfriend says it's not to be missed. Danish Girlfriend's mother is very pleased we're going to see that. And then we go back to the Carlsberg Brewery or something. We're going back something about Carlsberg because Danish Girlfriend has arranged for me and her to take a special tour that explores the secrets of the Carlsberg brewing empire. Now, I suspect there's a few skeletons in the closet, as there will be beer in the refrigerator. So we are excited. After we have these few days in Copenhagen, we are off to visit Danish Girlfriend's mother in Aarhus. Now, normally we take a train like this one, but this year, because they seem to be doing repair work on the train bridge, we are going to have to take a bus and then a ferry to Aarhus. Now I'm very excited about this because Denmark throughout history has been a culture that has evolved around the water, the inlets, and that's how they got around to places. So now I'm going to get to see how people got around to it and see sort of how close everything is by water. Because when you're in the United States and you think, oh, I'm going to go to Europe by boat, well, that's 5 days. It's not practical. But in Denmark, and also in the rest of the Scandinavian, like Norway and Sweden, it was a boat culture. So now I'm going to experience, albeit for maybe an hour, give or take, a boat culture, and we will land in Aarhus. And this is where Danish Girlfriend's mother is. Of course, we're going to have dinner with Danish Girlfriend's mother, and we're going to see a bunch of stuff. Of course, we're going to Den Gamle By, which I have finally learned how to pronounce. The first time I did it, I was Den Gamle By, and everyone just laughed at me. Now it's Den Gamle By. And I'm going to go there. I like going there. It's fun. I've gone there a bunch of times, and every time it's a peaceful place. You learn about something new every time because they're adding new exhibits. And it's just a fun open-air museum. We're also going to go to Moord. And let me think if there's something else. We're going to have a pause for a moment while I think. I'm back. I thought, and now I realize the next step is we go to visit Danish Girlfriend's father in Cebu. But we will take the train from Aalborg, and then Danish Girlfriend's father will pick us up in Aalborg and take us to Cebu. Now, again, something I learned to pronounce even better. Now, when we're in Cebu, which is a very peaceful place, I'll get to swim on their beach, and we'll also get to go, we're going to take a trip, a day trip, to Lesso, the place where salt comes from. And Danish Girlfriend has been working really hard to coordinate the ferry from Frederikshavn and the bus in Laos and electric bikes so that we can zoom about and see the sights on this island, which when I made a video once, someone said, you need to go to Lesso. So I'm now going to Lesso. In addition, we're going to have a bunch of dinners with Danish Girlfriend's father and his neighbors, which is always a treat because we generally have an open-faced sandwich like this one. Danish Girlfriend has told me that Danish Girlfriend's father is going to take us to a secret beach. Now, I know what you're asking. Where's this secret beach? I don't know. You know why? Because it's a secret. But it's supposed to be a great beach, and you can get a soft ice. And this is one of Danish Girlfriend's great pleasures when she goes to Denmark, is to get their soft ice cream, which is unlike what they have in the United States, and she misses it. And then she puts this other stuff, I don't know what it is, some kind of foam or gelato. Anyway, it's something she looks forward to, so I'm very glad for that. In addition, because Danish Girlfriend knows that I've been taking Danish lessons and working on my Danish with both Duo and Babbel, and I told her I need to talk to more people because the only person I've really heard talk Danish continuously is her father. So when I start to talk Danish, I talk like her father. And this kind of disturbs Danish Girlfriend, which I understand. So she has arranged for some people in Cebu to take me around and talk with me. And I said, well, why would they want to talk with someone like me? They said, you're from America, you're from New York. There's a certain exotic quality, which I actually kind of like because I have never considered myself exotic. I mean, look at me. I'm wearing an LL Bean shirt with short sleeves. This is the kind of stuff that, well, someone who's hip, who wears, brand names would laugh at me. I don't care. I am at the point where I don't care. However, I'm very excited to be going around Cebu with some people. Hopefully, I'll learn a few more language tips. I'll learn more things about Cebu, so I'm more comfortable the next time we go over there. And I'm just going to enjoy myself because the people in Denmark and the people and in Cebu are very nice. I've chatted with them occasionally, and so I'm very excited. Then we're going to head back to Copenhagen before we take our flight back to the United States, which is always kind of depressing because we have such a good time in Denmark and it's so peaceful. And the idea of coming back to New York City in August where it's hot and humid, geez, let's not go there. Let's enjoy the trip before, and then I can get depressed on the moment that that plane lands in Newark, which I suppose going to Newark is only a reminder that if you're in New York in the United States, it could be worse. This is nothing against Newark. It's just for fun. I actually met someone at an art fair from Italy, and they were from Milan. I said, what is Milan like? And I said, is it the Newark of Italy? And they just looked a little perplexed, and then they kind of knew there was some kind of joke. But before we go there in Copenhagen, we're going to be having the hallmark of open-faced sandwiches, small bowl, buffet at the Workers' Museum. And it is going to be super tasty. We tried to do it at Christmas, but you had to have reservations, so we were locked out. So we got to see this glorious display of open-faced sandwiches, and then we had to go eat somewhere else. And my stomach was crestfallen. I could tell there was a pain in my stomach that did not get to eat these open-faced sandwiches. So, and like I said, there's food, there's sights, there's people, there's wonderful climate, wonderful places to see. There's a secret beach, which probably after I see the secret beach, my standard of beaches is going to change right away. as my standard of where to go has changed because I have gone to Denmark. So I am super excited, and I just can't wait. And I made this video. Why? Because I wanted to share it with people, not just Danish Girlfriend. And when you share it, and you're in the act of sharing, you go, wow, this is great. This is why we do these things. Thank you kindly.